Hello everybody, welcome to the second video of the tutorial series. Today I'm just going to briefly cover how to use the curve tools and the surface tools in order to implement them inside of our models. So as we know, we can always click on these tools on the left bar, but we can also type in the tool that we want to use inside of our command box. So if you wanted to use, let's say, the Polyline, you can just type in up top Polyline and it will do the same process. Starting with the Polyline, it's simply just a command that's going to chain a bunch of lines together until you choose to stop it. And once you're comfortable with the length of the line, you just have to right click, and it's going to end your line for you. And that's the same with pretty much every command. Right clicking is going to end that function. Now let's try and create a curve about this line. We can create a curve using control points, which is going to create a curve that places a control point on each of the vertexes of the line that you select. Once you click enter and we move this to the side, we can see how closely it follows. There's also a tool that allows you to create a curve by interpolation. So it's going to more closely follow the actual points rather than placing control points on each of them. So that's the second line that gets created from that. There you go. Now, similarly, all of these other tools have a multitude of different options that you can use when you drop it down. And you just have to find out which one you're most comfortable with when creating your own models. So let's say I wanted to create a circle, or I have a lot of circles that I need to create in my project. You can actually pull out that drop-down menu and keep referring to it in whatever perspective you want. Just to cover these other tools, there's the circle option. Just clicking on it, it's going to create a center. You pick a distance for it and click enter. The ellipse, the arc, lots of different options for that. And the box, which is just going to create a rectangle from corner to corner. But there are also other ones where you start from center and extrude it outwards. Now, let's take a look at some other tools here that are important for lines, such as the join, the explode, and the trim. So as an example, if I created a triangle, but two of these lines on the triangle are actually way too far out and I want to trim them. So the first thing I would do is hold shift and select this whole triangle and click explode so that I can work on each of these lines specifically. Now that we've done that, let's pick the trim tool. It's going to ask us to select cutting objects. So we want to cut from this line. Make sure you're holding shift to select two lines and this line. Click enter, and then it's going to ask you to select the objects to trim. And we just want to get rid of those lines, and that's it. Press the right mouse button and you're done. Then to piece this object back together as one cohesive unit, you just press the join command, and it's as simple as that. Now I wanted to take a look at some of these surface tool options for you guys. One of which being the planar surface. What this is going to do is just create a surface which is flush to a plane. So the command is planar srf. When you hit enter, it's going to ask you to select the curves that you want to create a surface from. Once you select them, you hit enter, and let's set this as shaded so we can see it better. It's going to create a surface from those lines. The catch to using this is you need to make sure that everything is flush to each other when using it. So let's say if I selected this point right here and moved it upwards. If I tried to use the same command, planar surface, it's not going to understand that I want to create a surface from this rectangle because it's actually not flush to the XY plane. Okay, now that that's covered, let's take a look at extrusions. Let's select this triangle and try it on this one. If we type in extrude curve, it's going to create a totally closed surface from that initial curve that we created. And if we type in, let's say 25, we can set a height of 25 to our extrusion. Now, as you may notice, when we type that in, there was actually a lot of options on the top that we could also use as well. So if we did it again, we can see that both sides is going to be a command that extrudes it on both sides of the construction plane or whatever surface you're working on. So let's turn that back off. Solid, yes, it means it's going to cap off your extrusion. So if you just turn that off, you can see that there's no cap on it anymore. Turn that back on. And direction is simply just a way to change how your extrusion is going to come out. So let's say I wanted to extrude this from this point to this point, and then type in a height of 20. It's actually going to create an angle based on that direction that we initially set. Now that we've done that, we can look at one more surface option, which can be shown through these. Let's take a look at these two right here. Using our gumball, we can actually get a rotation on these two. So let's grab the green line here, rotate this about 90 degrees. Do the same with this one, about 90 degrees. Let's hide these objects so we can see a bit better. Hide. And let's move these a bit closer and move them up. Okay. Now that we have these two lines, we can actually create a unique surface that follows these lines together. And the command is called Loft. And what Loft is going to do is create a surface between your curves. And then you can edit how the curve actually looks. So there's normal, loose, straight section. Each of these is going to have a different look based on how many curves you're using to loft. It's not just limited to 2. You can have multiple curves with a huge surface that spans all of them. So we can just click OK, and that is what it would look like in the end. The last thing I wanted to cover is the Revolve tool. So let's say I wanted to create a symmetrical shape. I'm going to select my curve tool and just create, actually let's do a line first. Let's go into our perspective. Let's work on this plane. So let's create a line of symmetry for this object that we want to create. And then let's go back to our curve and just create something that looks kind of strange. There we go. Now that we have this, we can select it, go to perspective and choose revolve. And we have to set our revolving axis, which is going to be the straight line that we picked earlier. Then from here, we can actually rotate it and actually create a 360 of our shape. This is just 180, but if you want to make it 360, you just have to copy this and then flip it over. But the Revolve tool is great for creating like organic shapes like cups or pots for like flowers and things like that. It's just a great way to work with surfaces and creating a unique shape. Thanks for watching.